All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shem Shah Shem Kakodash. Double honor to my apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all the brothers doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom. Um, this is Job. I just want to get into the book of Job because we're spiritual Jobs. You know, the Lord told us we got to give up our life now. You know, we got to give up everything, family, friends. You know, well, we got to give up everything, man. You know, basically forsake those things, all for His sake, man. You know, because when we lose all of that, we're gonna gain it back, man. And who knows how much that is? You know, when Job lost everything, he got double what he had in the beginning, what he lost. You know, so we ought to trust in the Lord, man. When it all comes down to it, this is Matthew 13:23. But he that receiveth seed, well, no, not wrong one. Okay, Matthew 29:19. And everyone that had forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So we are spiritual Job, so we must do what Job. We must go through what Job went through. He lost everything, children, you know, everything, man. It's gonna get into it. This is Job chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 700 sheep and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. So Job was a wealthy man, and his sons went and feasted in their houses everyone his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed the Most High in their hearts. Thus did Job daily. So Job was a very upright man. Hey, Job was a very upright man, you know, and he feared the Lord, man. You know, he was offering up sacrifices for his children, man. You know, thinking about his children, man. So he was really, you know, he was real zealous for Yahweh Shem Shah. This is verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before Yahweh Salah, and Satan also came also among them. And Yahweh said unto Satan, whence comest thou? And Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, does Job fear the Most High for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So basically, Satan was saying, just because Job obeyed Yahweh Shemiel Shai, you know, it's just like if you keep the commandments and obey Yahweh Shemiel Shai, you will be blessed. And Satan was pointing this out. It's like, doesn't you have to put a hedge around him? You know, basically, you know, having him protected by the angels, and you having him, you know, you blessing him because he obeying you. What will happen if you take away those blessings and, you know, take away all that thou has given him? Will he curse you to your face? That's basically what Satan is saying. This is verse 10. Has not thou made it? Well, I already read that. Verse 11. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. So basically, Satan was saying, if the Most High allows Satan to take all that Job has, that he thinks that Job will curse the Most High. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahweh. And there was a day when the sons and the daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to thee to tell thee, Salah. So basically, this is Satan doing what Satan do, testing the men of the Lord. Satan allowed the Sabians to come and take some of his oxen and kill some of his servants. This is verse 16. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The fire of the Most High is fallen from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So this is another thing that happened. Satan, the Most High allowed Satan to rain fire upon this oxen and some of his servants, to kill some of them servants. Imagine that happening simultaneously, right after each other, man. You take a loss real quick right here, then boom, you got another loss. Some more sheep are dying, and you losing men. Verse 16, which lot? Verse 17, while he was yet speaking, like right after he got done speaking, while he was speaking, somebody else came. There came also another and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped to tell thee. So each person came back with a story, man, because Satan started smiting Job real quick, man. 18. So basically, Job was taking away everything that he has. His cattle, his servants, all of that. Verse 18. While he was yet speaking, there also came another and said, Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So there came I want to say a tornado, but I'm not gonna say. It says a great wind, and something that can cause a great wind on the earth is a tornado, because it's because to this day, you have tornadoes that knock down houses and stuff. I want to say it was a tornado, but I'm gonna hold my peace on that. It's just a thought. It's a possibility that could have been a tornado, through the spirit. But it says a great wind came from the wilderness and broke and basically had caused the house to fall down on them. Verse 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. Yahweh gave, and Yahweh hath taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. And all this Job sinned not, nor charged the Most High foolishly. So chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered Yahweh and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one who feared the Most High and eschewed evil? And still he held fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered Yahweh and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his feet even unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal. So those boils, man, he was trying to scrape them motherfuckers. And he sat down among the ashes, and then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High and die. See, that's Satan. That shows that these women are not our friends, man. They're our enemies. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his mouth. So Job, he kept his integrity, and he understood that you're gonna receive good from the Most High, and you're gonna receive evil. And this is another example that the Most High creates good and evil, man. Instead of Isaiah 45:7, this is another example that what Job is going through and what the statement he just made in verse 10. Um, and really through the Spirit, I believe, through the Spirit, I have proven the point that I wanted to make. We are spiritual Jobs, and we must go through, suffering, loss, in order to, to get back what we lost, man. Because Job received received double what he had, man, when after